Hello everyone, welcome back to the Osteo and Physio YouTube channel. Today's video we're looking at how to stretch your main breathing muscles. So the routine we're going to target today, or look at today, is targeting the key muscles associated with breathing, so the accessory muscles of breathing as well as the main muscles in between your ribs and your diaphragm. And the reason why we want to add this video in today is we're seeing lots of coughs and colds, particularly over the autumn and winter months, meaning a lot of people are struggling with tightness and tension in really specific areas. So the first exercise we're going to look at is up around the neck area. So when we're struggling to breathe or we're really short of breath, we tend to lift up and use our accessory muscles of breathing up around here. So SCM, scalenes, traps, levator scapulae. So we're going to stretch these first. So the first muscle we're looking at is your sternocleidomastoid muscle, which is this one here, which you can see when I turn my head. To stretch this first, we're going to reset the shoulders. So we're going to let the shoulders relax. Make sure everything is settled through the upper body. What we're going to do to stretch this side first is we're going to turn the head away so you can see it becomes a little bit more prominent, and then we're going to carefully look up, because when we do that we can feel it stretching around this area. So we want to aim to hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds. What we can do if we want to exaggerate the stretch, obviously it's all to do with breathing, is as we breathe in, not moving at all, and as we breathe out, turning and looking up a little bit more and letting that shoulder drop a little bit more as well. So holding this for 10 to 15 seconds. Good, so we're just holding that a little bit longer. To come out of the stretch, which is just as important, we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, letting the head drop. So you never want to do it quickly when you're coming out of these stretches. Same on the other side, to repeat that stretch. Again, relaxing the shoulders first. We're going to turn the head away, so you'll see it become a little bit more prominent, and then looking up to feel that stretch through here. Again, holding that for about 10 to 15 seconds. For a lot of people this is enough of a stretch. If you feel like you can push it a little bit more, you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, turning, looking up, dropping that shoulder. Again, holding that for 10 to 15 seconds. So nice and relaxed, you'll feel it around the neck. And then to come out of that stretch, breathing in and then out, dropping the head to come back to the middle. The second stretch that we're going to be looking at is stretching for your scalenes. So these are the muscles around the side of the neck, blending down into the upper ribs. So slightly different way of doing this. Again, same as we did with the SEM, resetting those shoulders, making sure it's relaxed. We're going to stretch this side first. What we're going to do is drop the shoulders back. We're going to turn the head towards the side that we're stretching. We're going to look up, and then we're going to bring this ear to this shoulder. So you'll feel it pulling down, and almost you can see those muscles as well. So we're holding that there. Same with the SEM. A lot of the time this is enough of a stretch for most of us. If we want to increase that stretch, we can breathe in, and then as we breathe out, dropping the shoulder down, looking up a little bit more, dropping ear to opposite shoulder, holding that stretch, and then to come out of the stretch, which is vital, breathing in and then out, letting the head drop to come out. So I always think it's quite nice to let the head drop as we come out of a stretch. It just relaxes through that area. If we repeat on the opposite side, so again if we're stretching this side, shoulders relaxed first of all, we're going to turn the head, we're going to look up, and then opposite ear to opposite shoulder. Again, this side for me is a lot tighter, so this is probably enough of a stretch through these scalenes, holding that position there. But again, if you want to increase the stretch, holding it for about 10 to 15 seconds, you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, letting the shoulder drop, ear over, looking up, holding that stretch there. Good, and you know it's a stretch because your voice goes all funny as you're holding that position. And we're going to hold that for 10 to 15 seconds, and then we're going to breathe in. And as we breathe out, letting the head drop to come back to the centre. So the next muscle group that we want to have a look at in relation to when we're using the upper ribs and that tightness, so there's a very grey area of accessory muscles and additional muscles that are helping. What we want to look at now is the upper fibres of the trapezius muscles, the big muscle around the back of the neck going over into the shoulders. We're going to clasp the hands round, placing them behind the back of the head. We're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, dropping the chin down towards the chest. So this is one of my favourites. A lot of the time we can feel almost that stretch going down to like the middle of the back as well. Really, if your neck's quite tight, you're going to feel it. Holding it for 10 to 15 seconds, and then if you want to increase the stretch, you're going to breathe in again, and as you breathe out, just encouraging that neck to drop a little bit more. Perfect. So holding that position. Really nice if everything's feeling very tight, and then you're going to breathe in, and then as you breathe out, letting the arms relax, letting the head relax, and then coming back to that neutral position. So the next stretch that we're going to be looking at is over the side of the traps and also into the levator scapulae. Just to quantify what we spoke about before, it's not technically an accessory muscle of breathing, but if you're struggling to breathe or it's really tight in your chest or up around your neck, you're going to be lifting up through the shoulders to help with that movement. So really important to stretch this as well. So same again, we're going to relax the shoulders, we're going to turn the head away, and this time we're going to drop the chin down so you can feel it stretching over here. For a lot of people, this is enough of a stretch, so we want to hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds. I always think it's quite nice to help guide that stretch, like what we did earlier with the back of the neck with the traps. I always think it's nice to use that hand to guide, so you're popping that over the top of the ear and you're encouraging the chin to drop down. Holding it for 10 to 15 seconds. You can breathe in, and as you breathe out, just exaggerate that stretch. So for a lot of us, it's quite nice to add in that breathing because you can gently build up that stretch over time. Holding that for 10 to 15 seconds. And again, what's really important, like we spoke about before, is breathing in. And as you breathe out, to come out of the stretch, again, it's really nice to drop the head. So you're letting those muscles relax as you're coming out. So if we repeat that just for getting everything, we repeat on the opposite side. Dropping the shoulders again, gonna turn the head, drop the chin down towards chest. Again, this is, for me, my tighter of the two sides today. I can feel that already. But if you want to exaggerate the stretch, you can use that hand either clasping like that or just a light touch to pull the chin down towards the shoulder, letting the shoulder relax so you're feeling that stretch. Then what you can do, if you want to push the stretch a little bit more, big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, letting that drop a little bit more, feeling that stretch down the side of the neck, holding that for about 10 to 15 seconds. With all of these exercises, because we get asked all the time, I would just start by doing every single one once through as part of your routine. But of course, if you want to, you could do that morning and evening, whatever works with your kind of day-to-day routine. And then to come out the stretch, you're going to breathe in. And then as you breathe out, dropping the chin down to then bring it back up into that neutral position. The next stretch we're going to have a look at are your intercostals, so the muscles between your ribs, in particular the external intercostal muscles. How we do this is we're going to be using the shoulder and the upper body with breathing to stretch through the ribs, targeting the front and back, so the whole way around the ribs on either side. So we're going to bring the arm up first. You can either clasp around the hand or you can just let it come over, so you'll feel that stretch already. What we're going to do is we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going to tip the body away, so it's stretching this side, and then you're going to rotate slightly forward. So you'll feel this stretching around the back in particular with those intercostals. And we're going to just hold that for 10 to 15 seconds. We can increase that with breathing if we want. So again, holding this position, we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, tipping a little bit more, really letting that arm drop over. You'll feel it down the side, and then turning forward a little bit more, trying not to twist too much through the body because you want to have a fixed body as you're moving almost like the upper limb away to stretch the ribs. So holding that for 10 to 15 seconds. And again, what's really important to come out of that is breathing in, and as we breathe out, letting that relax, and then doing the same side, or you can switch whichever you prefer, lifting the arm up again. So this time we're going to breathe in and we're going to breathe out. So we're side bending over, and then as we increase that stretch, we're going to almost tip the body back so we can feel it around the front a little bit more. So we're going to hold that there. So having a look at both sides, so holding that for 10 to 15 seconds, breathing again. And then as you breathe out, dropping over, twisting, almost to look around a little bit, but again, fixing that lower body so we're getting more of a stretch. Holding that there, and then to come out, breathing in. And as we breathe out, coming back to the middle, letting that shoulder relax. So it's quite a nice stretch off into that shoulder as well. And then we're going to repeat on the opposite side. So arm up above the head, again you can grab it or just up like so. We're going to do the first bit first, so we're twisting forward, we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, tipping the body over and twisting forward. So again, feeling it around the back, obviously up into the arm, into the side of the ribs. So holding that there for 10 to 15 seconds. And again, we can exaggerate it if we need to. A lot of people, this will be enough of a stretch. So we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, really tipping over it. It's a really nice stretch that I can feel, and particularly as I drop forward around the back of the ribs, around that shoulder blade, everything coming forward. Holding that there for 10 to 15 seconds, and then to come out, breathing out, and then letting that relax. And then finally on this side, twisting away. So same again, arm coming up. It's like a little dance routine this morning. Gonna breathe in, we're gonna tip away. So again, stretching the side, and then we're going to turn to look back, so feeling it round the front as we come round. So holding that for 10 to 15 seconds, really feeling that stretch. Again, really nice stretch for the shoulder as well, just leaning over around the side of the shoulder here as well. Going to breathe in again, and out. Really tipping over, twisting away. You should feel quite a deep stretch through here. And then to come out of this stretch, breathing in, and out, letting the body drop back to that neutral position. Next, we want to stretch through the pec major muscle around the front of the chest. So again, using a wall, I typically use our fridge or a door frame, whatever you have available to you in your house. You're going to bring the arm up at a 90-degree angle, so you're fixing it there, body in line with the arm. If that's too much, if you've got any shoulder issues, just drop it down a little bit or straighten out the arm, whatever feels better, but normally I would encourage at 90 degrees. Fixing in that position, and we're going to breathe in, doing nothing, and as we breathe out, we're going to turn the head away, but almost turn the torso away, keeping the arm fixed. So we're going to hold that there. So you'll feel that stretch across the chest in that position. So holding that there. And again, for a lot of people, this might be enough of a stretch. If you do a lot of stuff where working at a desk or lifting, we might get quite a lot of tightness through here anyway. So if you can exaggerate that with breathing. So we're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, letting the body turn away, twisting away, feeling that stretch through there, holding for 10 to 15 seconds, and then to come away, bringing it back to the middle with breathing. So breathing in, and as you breathe out, letting that shoulder and everything relax back. So a key thing here is just protecting your shoulder as well as getting that stretch if you do struggle. So just alternate the arm position so you still feel it, but it's a little bit more comfortable on that shoulder, and then repeat on the opposite side. The final part of this routine is to get a little bit of practice through diaphragm breathing. This will help soften around this area, but also help to improve and calm the breathing, particularly after you've stretched all of those different muscles. So how we do this, you can either do it obviously standing, sitting, lying on the floor with support underneath your head, so whatever feels more comfortable. You're going to place your hands on your tummy, relaxing the shoulders, so you want all of the movement to come through your tummy, and we're going to repeat this about 10 to 15 times, so you can choose how many times you want to do this. You can place your hands on your tummy as you breathe in. You're going to push your tummy out, and as you breathe out, you're going to pull the tummy in tight. Almost imagine like you're lifting up through that pelvic floor, holding for a couple of seconds, and then relaxing. So to do that again, we're going to breathe in, push the tummy out, and as we breathe out, pulling the tummy in tight and holding for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then relaxing there.